Hey everyone, I'm Sean Devine with Douglas Elliman. Welcome back to How's the Market. If you're looking for winners last month, specifically in terms of neighborhoods, look to Brooklyn. Lots and lots of price per square foot went up there. But if you're looking for the most interesting story from last month, I think it's unquestionably these competing market forces of, pushing for either wait and see approach versus let's hurry up and close approach. And for the wait and see approach, that was really kind of created by the fact that there's lots of talk about the Fed at least considering lowering interest rates. The talk seems to now be that they're going to do that in the next month or so. If you're a buyer, that gives you every incentive to wait. If you could wait a month and get a better interest rate, that's going to save you a ton of money every month. It also, if you're a buyer, you might be thinking if the Fed's saying they're going to lower interest rates, or if they're at least considering doing so, they might think that there's a market slowdown going on in terms of the economy as a whole. If there is, that might lower prices on real estate a little bit, or at least you should see if it will. So these two things kind of led a lot of buyers to wait. If you could get a better interest rate and you can also get a better price on the home that you're purchasing, obviously you should do that. But in terms of the other market force pushing for closing as soon as possible and specifically closing before July 1st, that's because we've seen new rules go into place that will call for a step up in transfer taxes at $3 million and in mansion taxes starting at $2 million. So the buyers at that point, at about $2 million and above, the people who are closing before July 1st were able to avoid pretty significant costs in terms of mansion taxes and transfer taxes. At $3 million, you see an extra quarter of a point on the transfer taxes, and for the mansion and that doesn't step up anymore from there. But for the mansion taxes, you see this step up incrementally. It used to be that just it would be at $1 million, you paid 1% for the mansion tax. It never changed after that, whether you paid $1 million, $10 million, $50 million for a property, it was going to be 1%. Now we're seeing a step up. $1 million is 1% still, but $2 million is 1.25%, and all the way up to $25 million, it's 4.15%. As an example, the buyer at $25 million, instead of paying $250,000 in mansion tax, will be paying more than $1,037,000 in mansion tax alone. That's obviously a cost that a buyer would love to avoid if they can, and a seller kind of wants to avoid that as well, because it could be that additional cost will impact prices for sellers as well. So both sellers and buyers were incentivized to close before July 1st to avoid those things. For everybody else, whatever you might be interested in, take a look at the tables that follow. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm always here and happy to help. And no matter what, I hope you have a great day.